Oh God, what is this, 2015? And we're live! Oh my God. I don't like this old streaming style. I don't... Hello? What? I... You know, you really do. Like, you've been... I was just saying chat before we went live that, like, she's been on the internet for longer than I have. And it's like, why don't you have, like, a hard run written out, memorized, come in with it, the hard sell, we are here, this is what you want to listen to. I got one for Noir Bar. Hey, everybody, welcome to Noir Bar, live from the shadiest district of Noir City in the year of our Lord, 1942, and come on in for a laid-back, late-night time with banter, booze, broads, and bullets. Like, it's not hard.
Oh, I've been told that no one can hear me. All right, how about now? Can you hear me now, chat? But you can hear Polly, you just can't hear me.
Woo!
It's okay. My voice is not nearly as, what's the word for it?
Mellifluous?
Lovely as Polly's. So, nothing was lost there.
Nothing of value was lost.
I have an audio loop happening. Hang on, let me listen to this. I have an audio loop happening. Hang on, let me listen to this. I don't know what's going on. Loop. Is it the music that's looping?
Is there a donation looping?
Is there?
I don't know.
Did someone donate and I just didn't notice it and then it's looping? Because sometimes that happens and I don't know how to fix that. Weebo sound is now a thing. The pirate can be heard easily, just not you sound too faint. I need to get back into the groove of things, Paul. It's been a hot minute since I did this stuff.
Well, you know what? It's good that you're doing it with Cocktail Hour because, this is like our little sandbox. Not many people watch, and it's okay if we fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
It's fair. It's not like I have a whole bunch of other shows to royally.
Don't you dare say more important shows. Don't you dare.
I wasn't going to. This is one of two the most important shows that I got going on right now.
Do you only have two shows going on right now?
Yeah, Side Quest and Cocktail Hour now.
Oh, you suck. This is one of the two most important shows I have. Don't you only have two?
Yeah, I only have two. I guess unless you count the sporadic gaming streams that I do, the one once a quarter game streams that I do.
I guess I should do... There you are. Okay. That was something else I was complaining about, chat. Okay, I'm going to complain about YouTube, and then I'm going to complain about chat. So here we go. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Go.
Oh, Sam's here. Fuck.
Why? Are you going to complain about Sam?
Well, I just talked to him last night, man. I don't want...
What, can you not talk to your friends more than once every 48 hours?
Well, think about it's
that
like...
would explain a lot, Polly.
It's like French cuisine. Every now and then, it's okay. A steady diet, it's a little much. You know what I mean?
Why? Is it, like, too rich for you? Do you need, like,
I'm
a
kidding,
break?
Sam. Frog legs, insufficient portions, terrible bland sauces on everything. I mean, how can
Are the
anybody...
froggy legs too stringy?
I've never actually had frog legs, but I've been told that, and it makes sense, that it's a lot like alligator, in that it's a white meat that's kind of like chicken, but more delicate. I'm like, okay, well, that actually sounds good. So, yeah, there, I said it. But the thing I wanted to complain about, most people do not get a stream notification that someone is going live until you start the stream. You can open a watch page, but only like 10-20% of people that are subscribed to you are going to get that as a push notification, meaning under their bell or on their subscriber page or whatever, that you have a watch page up. you'd have to go to Weebo Jones or Polydub or whatever, go to one of our channels, and then you'll see that there's a watch page sitting there. Most people only get that notification once you hit go live. Okay, fine. Then do that. Go live. Yeah, you know what the problem with that is? Okay, now I'm going to complain about chat. That was my complaint about YouTube. With chat, they're all like, start the show, start the show. Okay, look, I understand starting the show late pisses people off. Okay, fair enough. I'm not exactly the prince of punctuality. I understand. But let's say the show's supposed to
Understatement
start
of the
at...
century, Polly.
What would you do
if
there was a child?
Don't add on when I'm being self-effacing.
I love that dono.
Yeah.
I need more of those. I'm sorry. So you were saying about being late.
You're not going to read the donation?
Yes, I will do that. I forgot how we do things. The next 6 minutes donated $3.14 to say, welcome back, Weebo. Good to see you. Cocktail Hour back streaming. I'm looking forward to sharing my Google Doc with my amazing beta reader next weekend. Gonna be a fun time. Yes. The next 6 minutes, I believe, has either finished or is on the cusp of finishing his manuscript for his book. So we are getting very excited to read what he's been working on for the better part of this year, friends. So I'm excited. Supposedly, I am in the manuscript, or I was inspiring one of the characters in the manuscript. So I am interested to see which character that is and like exactly what inspired by means in this context. I'm very curious. So yes.
All right, there. Chat wasn't moving for me for some reason. I don't know.
Huh. Okay, so you're late.
So people like, well, yeah, but let's say your stream's supposed to start at it's like 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, the stream's supposed to start, and you started at 8:30, and you've got music playing and images of fun with Weebo and years gone past going by in like a JPEG scroller screen.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And it's on for half an hour. People are like, when's the stream going to start? When's the stream going to start? It's like, you know the time the stream's going to start. I started it early so you guys could show up here. You'd have something to look at, some music to be playing, but more importantly, the push notification actually went out to everybody because that's the only way that it will.
I think YouTube does this thing where it allows you to get notifications for every post that a person posts or just some of them. So even if you send out if you start the stream and send out push notifications, it's only going out to a partial number of the audience regardless.
No, indeed. You know, the little people even have most people except for me, because I'm not a professional, and you because you're busy. They got that little animation that comes up that says, make sure you go to the bell. And yeah, I'm looking at right now on your channel. It's like all personalized, none, or unsubscribe. And you're right. You can hit all or just leave it as is, and you'll get some of and let YouTube decide for you what you get to find out about.
I am drunk. So drunk.
Oh, no. I need to put that full front center and such because, duh. Where is it? Okay, now if you wanna redo the thing, it can show up actually for real.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I was like, is that Coach Redpill?
Yes, it is. Getting arrested by Ukrainian security forces. Yes.
Oh. Oh my god. Did we ever find out if Coach survived?
Okay, well, you heard about his harrowing attempt to cross the Hungarian border, right?
I heard he was about to. I saw his Twitter thread. First off, I don't know why. Why would you put that on a public
Thank you
account before you do the thing?
Sam and I were talking about this just last night, giving people the update because I guess Breitbart looked into it and they got confirmation through a U.S. State Department inquiry that yes, Coach Redpill is being held in a Ukrainian prison without a bond because he did get a bond before, was under arrest, was bonded out, and then twice violated his bond. And after the second bond violation was getting on a bicycle, announcing to the entire internet on his own Coach Redpill account then I'm going to go try and cross the Hungarian border. So he gets on a bike to go cross the Hungarian border, and he didn't even get all the way there. He got stopped at a security checkpoint, like on the way to the border, because it's not just like, big long bordered fence. Is like as you're approaching, there's checkpoints, right? And he got stopped at one of those and said, "Hi, I'm Gonzo, and I'm here to cross into your country illegally, even though I'm violating Ukrainian bond right now." And well, why were you in prison? Oh, for doing Russian propaganda.
Oh.
That was no Weebo. That was okay. Even Weebo gets it. Everyone gets it, but this guy.
What is that supposed to mean? Even Weebo gets it. Of course, Weebo gets it.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know you were Jason Bourne in your off time, trying to sneak around within espionage operations through Eastern European war zones.
I mean, duh! Don't post that to Twitter if you're trying to sneak out of the country.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Why? For
the
what?
suggestion has come up. He's got a martyr complex.
Yeah,
and it's maybe if that's it, it's. I mean, that's a pretty weak martyrship, but like, okay, Anyway, next 6 minutes. Thank you for the $2.42. If you would like to do some beta reading for me, Polly, that would be amazing. I'll remind you that there is also a character inspired by the great Polydub in the manuscript as well. Fun times. I remember you telling me about that. I'm curious as to... I don't know. What kind of drunken, cynical character is going to be there in my stead? You know what I mean? It's...
I prefer to think, and going into this, that it's going to be complimentary and imbued with all of my best characteristics. Like
well, yours will be, yeah.
Charming personality.
Well, yeah.
My witty sense of humor.
Everyone's best friend. You're going to be the funniest and adorable and every other thing. It's me I'm worried about.
You have fantastic qualities, Polly.
Uh-huh.
I have gone so far as to illustrate them in heartfelt messages to you prior to today. You know this. I know you read them.
I know you read them.
I know you read them. You tell me you read all of the messages, you just don't ever respond to them.
I responded to yours. That's a lie.
I don't recall.
We can go to the receipts.
What do you mean? We could.
What were we? Yeah, Coach Red Pill, right? Yeah, where he's at now is it? Yeah, he got arrested and then who knows what happened? They were reporting this like worldwide conservative news that was reporting what Breitbart had said. I don't even understand why all that was necessary because like I'm not trying to sound ahead of the game. It's just this was available for literally anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your patronage.
I think I got it.
That's not going to encourage your cat to not jump up on the desk giving him hugs.
I'm trying... Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, like, pick her up so that she starts to not want to be on my lap anymore because every time... She doesn't like to be held. So if she's held while she's on my lap, every time she goes on my lap, it negatively reinforces or positively punishes the behavior of being on my lap. So it causes a negative association with being on my lap. At least at my desk, is my hope. This isn't working. She's very calm.
Yeah, she doesn't really look to be not happy with being held.
Why are you not in more distress, Valentine? Down. Okay. Thank you, Serpent21, for the donation of $3. Great to see you back again, Weebo. It's good to be back. This is... long time in the making. I think we've been talking about getting back to it for quite some time, but the summer was busy because I was moving and renovating, and Polly was doing Polydub things over on his side of the earth. So I think now we're finally at a place where we can do the thing regularly. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we're on the same page. I love it! Right, anti-kitty, liquid, deploying. Hey, I didn't even have to deploy it.
I don't understand this at all.
What?
Now, Stream Deck.
Is it vexing you?
Like I said, it's like sometimes the buttons are grayed out or not. It's God darn it. Okay, so what is the point? The honest question: what's the point in having a cat that ain't a lap kitty?
Because honestly, they're so entertaining.
So it's like watching their antics that makes them fun to have around.
Well, there's plenty of reasons to have a cat. It's fun to have a cuddle buddy. So a lap kitty doesn't necessarily have to be a cat that doesn't cuddle with you. Like, cats can still cuddle, and she's definitely a cuddler. But it's also good for, like, pest control. So I don't have a bug problem because I have those little...
They eat the bugs?
They eat the bugs, they chase the bugs, they attack the bugs. I also don't have, like, a rodent problem because now that I have, like, a yard with a bunch of grass in and stuff, that is a concern that rodents would get into my house. But even if they did, I don't have to worry about it because I got pest control behind me. And then it's also just very entertaining to have, like, a tiny little creature that just runs around and does adorable little things, and chases bottle caps and spazzes out on occasion. But yeah, I mean, she's also a lab kitty when she wants to be. But for the most part, they just kind of do their own thing. And it if you ever have, like, a day where you don't want to get out of bed, it gives you a reason to get out of bed, you know? It's like antidepressants, or antidepressants, basically, but with more fur and claws.
Because you have to get out of bed to feed the cat? Is that what you're saying? Or just to make you
to feed the cat.
you feel like getting out of bed?
Well, that too. But you have to get out of bed regardless just to feed the cat, to clean the litter boxes, etc., etc. Like, be responsible for another creature. It kind of spurs you into being a productive human member of society.
Right.
You know. But then also it's like cat purrs are one hell of a dopamine rush.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Fair enough.
Better than any drug, I can assume. Not that I've ever taken them before, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. If you haven't mainlined hair on, I'm not sure you really know.
I have not.
Don't mainline heroin.
I'll try not to. Although I don't know how hard it's gonna be to not do heroin. Thank you to Octane Junkie, who donated $19.99 to ask the question that everyone I know has on their mind. So is cocktail hour officially a thing again? I think, yeah. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's our definitive answer. I'm not sure.
We will make a decided effort to do this again once weekly for as long as we can. As frequently as we can. So long as nothing, knock on wood, keeps us from doing it. Okay?
Yeah, and whose schedule is it
So I actually, now that I have, like, somewhat of a consistent way of being, and no longer have to worry about renovating and shit, I have gotten back into the calendar game with even more veracity than I did when I was in college. So, yes!
Oh my.
Thank you for your patron.
Indeed. So, yes, we will be going by the Weebo calendar. And I will be on top of things more so than I was previously. Because I have, not only do I have the calendar and is it color-coded, but I have task lists embedded into my calendar system with repetition installed, not installed, but like you can program the different tasks to be repeatable or not repeatable depending on, like, a certain frequency.
Sure. Like any basic calendar app from, like, 1991, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that you could do that with Google Tasks. I was just using the basic function of, like, all right, schedule, to do, this is due this day for, like, my homework assignments. But now I realize that I can, like, I can take out the trash and recycling on here and like pay my bills, schedule brunch, put up Halloween decorations, and make it an annual thing so it's reoccurring so I don't have to like remind myself. Recursion. I guess that's the word for it maybe. Just like I have all my different to-do tasks and there's so many of them. And now I will never let anything slide by my awareness ever again for as long as I live because I'm back on. I have a norm. I have, like, a process. I'm back on routine. At least I'm forcing myself to be back on routine because Weebo thrives on routine. So.
That doesn't...
What? What?
I do what you... Okay, here's a little confession. I have, since my high school days, when I've set alarms, I have always set my alarms at like, okay, let's say I got to wake up for like at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? I've never set an alarm for 9 a.m. I'll set it for 8:58 or 9:02. Then I will set it for a different time every day because the idea of waking up at the same time every day, there's something that's so grindy about it. I feel like I'm checking off dates until I'm in the grave. So So people say, "Oh, I thrive off of routine." I've talked to a psychologist friends of mine who encourage routine in their patients and their clients to bring them a sense of consistency. And I'm like, no. It's crushing and oppressive. What are two steps down from both those words? It's not. I don't feel like I'm being crushed, but it feels now my calendar
suffocating and.
A calendar becomes a weight, I guess would be the best way to say it. It feels like, not quite like a ball and chain, but like a heavy backpack I got to carry around.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. I don't mind to-do lists. When I look at your schedule, I feel a tightness in the chest of an anxiety like an agoraphobe looking at the broad outdoors.
So now we've cracked the secret to why it is that Polly is always late.
Stifling. Thank you, Sam. It's stifling.
Stifling.
Yes. Yeah, it feels like the air is extremely stale suddenly.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I feel like if I don't have everything, like, scheduled to the minute and accounted for in, like, a to-do list, I feel like I'm losing control and I feel spirally. Like, everything is spiraling. And I get super depressed about it. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I have, like, 8 million things to do, but, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I have to do. I know I have to do a whole bunch of stuff, but, like, I can't think of any of it because there's so much of it. And, I don't know, I just get, like, twitchy brain freeze.
Holy shit, it's the Weebo legs over top of Weebo. Has that ever happened before?
I don't know, has
it? Because I still got the Noir Bar donations on from last night. Dreamers and 8K, thank you for the $3 and the Weebo legs over top of Weebo. Hey, Polly, did you enjoy my Bushmills joke last night? Better question. Tomorrow is Columbus Day. So do you think Silvio and Patsy are going to start a fight? Always the Sopranos questions. But in an episode of The Sopranos, it's just called Christopher, appropriately enough.
Oh.
On the East Coast, for Italian Americans, Columbus Day is basically like Italian Pride Day. Big freaking deal. It's like Cinco de Mayo. Is that really Hispanic Pride Day? No. But a whole bunch of people make it as such. And, good for you, if you know what I mean. But it's Christopher Columbus, and it is current year. So while you have a bunch of Italians celebrating Italian pride and Italian culture, Italian food, the whole bit, you have a whole bunch of, white college students and Native Americans and so on saying, that guy was a genocidal maniac that you're celebrating. And so it becomes woke fight versus Italian pride in this bizarre way. And that's what that episode of The Sopranos was about. A bunch of these Italian mobsters who are like, just trying to celebrate Columbus Day. And they start coming head on against modern demonstrators and activists. It's funny.
That is tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, I don't get that day off.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that day off since I was in high school.
What day should be a federal holiday that is, if you had to give one and take one away, you know what I mean? What would it be? Like, should it be Arbor Day? Should we be celebrating the trees?
When you say it like that.
No, I was just trying to think of like something that's a day that everybody, and I'm not talking one of the shitty days. Like there's Secretary's Day and Chocolate Day, and I got no beef against secretaries or chocolate, but like we don't need a federal holiday over it.
Oh, I know. We should be getting either oh god. The day Halloween or the day after Halloween should like always be off. You know?
Okay.
Because like everyone's got to get ready for Halloween, and it's a big thing for like kids and parents and whatnot to go around to every house.
Aw.
And getting into costume is a whole big deal, and the candy sugar rush that happens after the fact is like no joke, my guy. So we need some time to wind down from that excursion, and then like a day to recover as well. I feel like everyone should get Halloween off. And then also, yeah, the day after Halloween. So Halloween and the day after Halloween, because I think it's an important community building holiday that I don't think everyone appreciates as much as they should. And appreciating the community, building the community, the camaraderie between neighbors, like when else do you have an opportunity to go around and meet your neighbors?
Those who don't turn their lights off and pretend they're not there.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. So we have trick or treating like in this neighborhood, and it's coming up, and it's gonna be my first like trick or treating occasion where I am like answering the door with candy, because usually I go trick or treating myself. This year I have a house, and so I want to see all the kids' costumes when they come up to my door, and I'm gonna get the big candy bars, Polly, and I'm gonna distribute them out to the kids. The kids are gonna love my house because I give out the best candy.
So you've decided. I'm going to assume that that's in fact one day. You don't get to, like Halloween and the day after. Like okay, you can have one. So which one are you giving up?
Halloween. All right, no, I'm sorry. I want Halloween. I want Halloween
right.
as the day that we get off. Yeah.
There's 11 to choose from.
So what days?
Would you like to hear what federal holidays there are?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King's birthday. Washington's birthday. Memorial Day. Juneteenth. Independence Day. Labor Day. Columbus Day. Veterans Day. Thanksgiving Day. And Christmas Day. Just say it. Go ahead.
Wait,
It's
Christmas
fine.
Eve. We don't get Christmas Eve off?
No.
I feel like we should get Christmas Eve off, too. What the fuck?
You mean Christmas Eve day? Like the whole day?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the 24th we should get off, and the 25th.
I would be okay with that. Now, that's okay. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. So that's two. So you want Halloween and Christmas Eve day off? Okay, cool. What two holidays are you going to give up in lieu thereof? Because that was the question.
Oh, well, fuck Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I don't know why we need that.
I said just say it because you know it's going to be Juneteenth. It's going first.
And
And seriously, it's not even about like, well, what about emancipation of the slaves and what about the end of the slave trade? That shouldn't be recognized in America? No, absolutely it should. It should all be combined under Martin Luther King's birthday. That should be the day, because otherwise, what the fuck are we celebrating? One dude? What did he do? What is it he did again?
Also, I didn't know.
Okay, he made a speech. What did he actually do? It's like, well, he fought this good fight and was a stalwart man for this cause, and yeah, he was a total whoremonger. But beyond that,
they don't teach you that in high school, kids.
They don't, but it's true.
I don't know that I like learning history from Polly anymore. It's a lot less sanitized.
Mommy, what's a whoremonger? Yeah, that's just.
Oh boy. But I don't know. Do we need MLK if we have all of February?
I don't even know if Martin Luther King's birthday particularly should be a holiday. Like
I
it,
don't think so either.
it already is. Like, it's happening between. It's a floating holiday, Martin Luther King's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not really on his birthday.
I don't think
You know what I mean? Same thing with Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that we get those days off. I don't think I actually get them off.
You never heard of a President's Day sale?
Is that what that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't know that was supposed to be Washington's birthday.
So it ends up getting mixed up in this weird way.
Uh-huh.
It was, one president's birthday, and then another president's birthday, and then they end up getting combined into President's Day, but because they were so close, it's on a floating Monday, so somewhere between the 15th and the 21st.
Okay.
Floating around. And of course it had to be in February, which Black History Month. And of course we have like the 2-week run up to Black History Month, and then the 2 weeks for corporations to change their logos back to normal after Black History Month. So really it's Black History 2 months. I'm amazed that the Juneteenth. It's just
What is okay?
it's
I know it's a holiday.
It's so weak. Like, and weak, what I mean is no one's going to take that seriously in the same way that no one takes Kwanzaa seriously.
Yeah.
It just screams out loud for everyone to hear. This is brand new and of the moment and a token to certain people to make them happy. This is an activist's holiday.
I don't think we get Juneteenth off at my company, actually.
It's a federal holiday. They're required to give it to you or pay you a fuck of a lot of time. Like, more time than you usually would get.
No, I don't think we get that.
Are you salaried?
Yeah.
Then you're required. If you're hourly, then they got to pay you like time and a half. It's a fucking federal holiday, yo.
Huh. I wonder if Super Nintendo got paid time and a half for Juneteenth. I'll have to ask him.
Raise hell.
Be like, babe.
Don't you care about the emancipation of the slaves?
And you know what? Our company would probably kowtow to that. It'd be interesting. I'll let him know. He should protest.
I actually like your choices. They're good, solid ones. Halloween, yeah, I can see a lot of people getting behind that, and a whole bunch of people can do with it whatever they want, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
It can be Halloween for just dress up and party day and get and be drunk. You said meet your neighbor's day. Good point. Sugar rush you got to get over. You're Catholic, it's All Saints Day. If you're a Protestant, it's your totally made up Reformation Day that makes no sense. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I don't know why Halloween is not a day off that kids get. I feel like duh.
Do you feel that there's not a day for them, like that they're not going to be celebrating Veterans Day, I guess?
Well, what kid celebrates Veterans Day or Labor Day or President's Day? They don't give a shit about that. Kids care about candy and presents. So they get Christmas, but they don't get Halloween? Are you kidding me? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Do something for the kids. But also, the community building aspect I think is incredibly important. I don't think we have enough community building in America as is. I think more people need to meet their neighbors, go outside, touch grass, interact with their fellow man. I think we're sorely lacking in that overall.
April 9th should be a federal holiday.
Why? What happened on April 9th?
The peace treaty was signed between the North and the South, ending the Civil War in 1865 at Appomattox Courthouse.
So basically like a reunification of
Right.
Union Day.
And to me, that should be the Juneteenth. Because do you want it to be like, you want it to be like Freedom Day, basically. If the broad-based sense of the term, it's Reunification Day, America's Whole Again Day, End of Slavery Throughout America Day, freedom for all, under the law day. That's the genesis of the 14th Amendment, that everyone who's born here is like, thus all the slaves are, anyone who's born here, regardless of their previous legal status, is automatically a citizen. You know what I mean? Like, that's big old America Day.
Yeah.
It's not, and it was the end of, so like you have like 4th of July off. Right. Good. Should be that way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was a big thing that happened there where the country was almost completely torn apart, and it ended up, by the end of it, being an issue over slavery. So, I mean, again, the Juneteenth thing. Do you want all Americans behind this or not? I say yes. So make it about April 9th, the end of the Civil War.
That might piss off a lot of Southerners, though.
Well, you know what? My argument to them is like, this isn't the day celebrating your defeat. This is a day of reunification of the country.
Yeah, but they won't see
This
it.
is you are as American as we are, as anybody is, I mean.
I don't think that they'd see it like that, though.
Well, yeah. Nothing's going to make everybody happy, but if you want to go with something that, coastal elites are going to go along with, it would be that. Because it's like the only people that are going to be pissed are the South, and like, what does anybody in New York, Washington, D.C., or Los Angeles care about anyone in the South?
Yeah.
That's been, unless, of course, they can be used for political purposes out of, Georgia or something.
So Daniel Fullman asks a very interesting question, and I would like to know the answer to this, Polly. If you could dress up as anything for Halloween, what would it be? Go first.
So if you could dress up for
Anything for Halloween, what would it be?
Yeah, definitely. If you could dress up for anything, what would it be? I love that Daniel Fullman remembers the thing. If you have a question, put a whole bunch of question marks after it, and then it stands out. Remember when we used to do that months back when we did Cocktail Hour?
Indeed.
That was
Back in the day.
yeah.
March 20th was the day.
No shit. Was that the last one?
That was the last one.
Holy fuck.
We got busy, Polly.
So if you could dress up with anything, what would it be?
No, you answer first. I'm still thinking about
What?
my answer.
Dreamers and AK, thank you for the $3 and the Weebo legs. Polly, why do you call them Weebo legs? I don't think of Weebo when I see Femme Fatale legs. I think of Lara San Giancano, and that's not a bad thing. Weebo's cosplay as Crazy Cora for Halloween.
Huh.
Just thinking about what was said there. Okay, well, the reason why I don't think of Weebo legs, or why I don't call them that, Super Nintendo sent me that video of Weebo dropping her slip, and I was like, holy shit, what do you know? Okay, so no, it didn't look like that. It was in standard, 1080p full range color. What I did was darken it up and put a sepia tone on it and so on. That's why it looks old timey. But no, that's a video. Weebo dropping her slip, trying to be enticing towards Super Nintendo. So
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Polly, but that's actually Super Nintendo dropping a slip and trying to entice me.
You've been staring at a dude this whole time.
Joke's on you. That's also not Jessica Alba. That is Super Nintendo. Secretly shaved.
Oh, that's so disturbing. I can't even tell you. Wow, you know how to tell just take the air right out of the room jokes. My God.
Oh, it gives me such a laugh. He's such a
Cryptic,
giggle.
thank you for the $5. And hey, fuck nuggets. Hey, Cryptic, you bastard. How's it going? Thank you again. I appreciate it. I am. Weebo, you know how it is when you upload donations to Streamlabs and how you get them on and all the rigmarole that's involved.
Yeah.
Do you agree with my complaint that the user interface with Streamlabs is balls?
Yes.
Like, doesn't it feel like it's right out of 2005, maybe 2010?
Yeah.
There's no simplicity to it. The file tree, if you will, like to go here and then down further into it, makes no sense. And it's supposed to be a graphical interface, like click here, here, here. The graphical interface is really just text lines that you don't know are clickable. The word is clickable until you hover over it and your pointer turns to a finger. I mean, really? It's awful. Like, Chad, you want to add a new donation? Well, okay. Here's the process. All jokes aside, there's a left side menu. You click on alert box. After you clicked on alert box, halfway down the screen, underneath some things, you'll see a list of things: general settings, donations, subscribes, whatever. Click on donations. Then scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, and you'll see variations listed amongst other things. Click open variations, and it'll open up a long list of all the donations that you have. Then you scroll all the way to the bottom of that list and click add a variation at default settings, or this is just to add a 5-second thing that comes up, and this, you haven't even begun to upload the video or click what dollar value it's for, how long it's going to last, what its volume is, and you need to adjust each and every one of those things that I just named.
It's clunky.
There's a perfect word for it. So I wanted to redo the Noir Bar donations when I saw Jessica Alba come there for $5. I still want the Jessica Alba one in there, but I want to reorganize them and blah, blah, blah. There's only one way to do something like that. Get a drink, get a bag of popcorn, sit down in front of your computer, and dedicate an afternoon to pulling all of your donations and then re-uploading all of them. It has to be like a spring cleaning effort. Mm-hmm. There's no patchworking it.
No. And that's part of the reason why it takes me, like, it's taken me forever to get to this point in terms of donations, because I'm just, like, not enthusiastic about that process in the slightest.
I hear exactly what you're saying. Once you get it up to a certain point, do you really want to fuck with it? You know how long this took? Right.
It's right. A slog.
So it kind of just sits there. And chat, understandably, is like, well, why don't you do anything new? Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Is that an undertaking?
And once you've filled up the big amounts, you end up doing the thing of like, okay, how about 725 and 832 and yeah. Anyway, it sounds like I'm bitching, and well, okay, I am, but they could make it easier.
They could. They absolutely could.
Do you use the browser-based Streamlabs or the app-based?
The browser-based. The browser-based.
So do I. Some people have hinted, but no one has said that, hey, I think the app-based is easier. It's like people who use, do you remember using browser-based Discord? Pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. The app is better. And like right now, we're both using app-based Discord.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be using app-based Streamlabs and it would be easier.
Well, you test it out. Tell me how it works. And if it works better, let me know. And then I'll make the switch. But for the moment...
I ain't your guinea pig.
Yes, you are.
I ain't your...
If I can give you pro tips about the Stream Deck, then surely you can bite the bullet on this.
As soon as you do give me pro tips about the Stream Deck, we'll be...
I did give you pro tips about the Stream Deck. I told you that you could, like, nest different actions in one mega action, didn't I? Didn't that change your life?
Okay, it was helpful. I wouldn't go so far as...
Helpful.
Well, what? Do you want to hear that it wasn't? But I'm not going to admit that it changed my life. It wasn't a theophany and a message from God. What the hell?
Do you not have to... Are you not just pressing one single button to do a multitude of actions now? Like, is that not life-changing?
Well, I don't know. It was pretty neat.
Polly, if you no longer have to click like 6 different buttons in order to achieve one goal, and instead just click one button in order to achieve the same goal, does that not, in fact, fundamentally change your life to some degree? Well,
once I get everything underway, like anyone who watched Noir Bar last night will know, it's supposed to like smooth things out and make me seem slightly more professional and not have me going, hold on, I'm looking for something. Let me just, and yeah, anyone who watched it last night knows that it hasn't really smoothed it out there yet, but there we go.
Polly, have you cleaned the toaster at the college?
What, the one you're not supposed to put buttered stuff in? No. I can believe you remember that.
It's been a minute.
Right. It has. That's why I'm really surprised that was remembered. No, because that stupid sign that was taped to the wall. You know where somebody won't just tape it up with like a piece of scotch tape at the top, but they use packing tape to, almost laminate it to the wall?
Yeah.
That's what they did. Hey, please do not put buttered bread or bread with mayonnaise in the toaster. Oh, you know what? Fuck you.
Turn the toaster on its side, put the bread in the toaster with the butter on it, toast it, bring it out. This sounds like a problem that a toaster oven would resolve very easily.
There is a reason why when I was in undergrad at a certain dorm where you couldn't cook inside your dorm, I totally did anyway. That's why I had a toaster oven and a hot plate and a whole bunch of pans and whatnot. And yeah, fuck them.
They didn't let you cook in your dorm?
Not at that particular dorm.
That's silly. I made an entire pot of chili in my dorm room in my freshman year. Yeah.
Everybody cooked in their fucking dorms. It was just, were you smart enough to do it in such a way where you wouldn't set the overly sensitive smoke detectors off?
I know what you mean then. Okay, yeah, we had overly sensitive smoke detectors. Oh my gosh.
Shower steam or vapor is enough to set them off. Because they don't want a bunch of students going up like cinders, you know what I mean? So they...
Yeah. When I lived in the house with Balak and co, I think it was on a live stream one time. Like, the smoke alarm actually went off while I was live, and I had to dip, and someone else had to take over the show for me. Was that you, Polly?
Yes. I do remember you having to leave because the smoke alarm went off.
Yeah. That happened probably like 6 times a week. And every single time the fire department had to come out just to turn off the smoke alarm because the school, they don't want like that the dorms or the houses burning down because then they're out whatever amount of money. But yeah. I got somewhat of a reputation because I cooked a lot, but I got somewhat of a reputation for making the smoke alarm go off quite frequently. But not that time because I was live streaming that time, so I had deniability.
Sen says, yeah, but Polly loves his stream deck. Yeah, I even sent you a picture that Far drew about it.
Yeah,
an otter hugging his stream deck. He looks so happy.
I love you, Stream Deck.
If I can get it to the point of making it better for the audience, because that is the goal, to smooth everything out. I don't know. I'll get there eventually. Mm-hmm. Even the hot plate and the pot and the pans, I managed to make it work. Like, I want toast and eggs in the morning on the weekend. Is that so much to ask?
It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. Toast and eggs is like a staple, an American staple. Right.
So I had my toaster oven, and I realized that was the best part, man. A toaster oven is your friend if you're a bachelor or in a dorm.
Yeah.
That you can obviously use it as an oven, but you can also use it as a toaster, and you can also use it as a warm things up without making them soggy in a microwave. Oh man, it is your good friend. I cut apart a chicken, like a whole chicken that I bought.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't big enough to put the whole chicken in, right?
Yeah.
So I get this idea. What happens if I just dismember this bird? And then
what happens if I dismember the bird?
And then lay it all out on the pan that comes with it that's just big enough to fill the whole damn thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And lay it out and season it and olive oil all over everything. It came out like a baked bird. It was perfect. You can even bake a chicken, damn it.
Polly, have you ever seen those TikToks of those, that there's one specific TikToker in question, I don't remember their handle, but, usually it starts out with them sitting in their bed watching some Netflix show or whatever, and then they make some extravagant dinner in their dorm room, on their lap, on their bed, in the dark. So, I think, the one that I,
no, but that sounds kind of fun, actually.
An entire beef Wellington.
I love it. That's actually, yeah.
Just
you think someone's using TikTok for reasonable purposes? That's Holy shit.
And you know what it goes into making a beef Wellington, right, Polly?
Oh, more work than I've ever put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to sear the meat on all sides, right, and then you put it off to the side to
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
while you oh my gosh, you mince your mushrooms, your garlic, your onions, whatever else it is that you put in like the crumbly part of the wrap,
Yep.
and then you have to fry that, right, and then you have to lay down the prosciutto, you have to lay down the crumbly mushroom bits, then you have to like wrap the steak in it, and then wrap it with saran wrap so that it's nice and tight, and then you wrap it in pastry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, what is it? Pastry something. Pastry sheet?
But-
A pastry sheet? It's a buttery, flaky pastry sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it needs, and flaky's the key, right? It needs to be like
Exactly.
flaky pastry outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you wrap it in that, and then you egg wash it, and then you slice it so that's, or you score it. I'm sorry, you score it so that it looks all fancy, and then you bake it, and then you can eat it, right? So they did all of this in their dorm room on their bed while they're watching Netflix from bed, just like, huh?
That's hilarious. I'd like to watch that. And it was on TikTok, so it all happened in 60 seconds?
I think not 60 seconds because they go a little bit longer now, but it
Do
happened
they?
in under like 3 minutes for sure. Yeah, it is a lot of work. Assassins of the Grey. It is quite a bit of work. But have you ever had beef Wellington?
I have. Yeah, it was at a restaurant, like where someone's going to do that kind of work. I've never had it at somebody's house. And
Oh, yeah.
for those that say the British can't cook, no, there are some rarefied occasional dishes that are flavorful and awesome, and beef Wellington is definitely one of them.
Well, sometimes a dish doesn't necessarily need to be flavorful. Sometimes the experience with eating or consuming a dish is in the singular flavor of the thing that you're consuming, right? So
I would argue beef
sometimes
Wellington is a symphony of
it
savory.
is. Yes, it's a symphony of savory.
Savory.
But like, you ever had a roast tomato?
No.
Like you've never put a tomato in the oven, or like a tiny little cherry
No.
tomato in the oven, and then like roast it so that the skin blisters and boils, and like it's a completely different flavor.
I've done it with peppers,
Okay.
but never sweet red peppers. But I've never done it with. I don't like chunky tomatoes. I love tomato sauce. I love ketchup, but no, I can't bite into a chunky tomato. So, but I know what you mean, though. It caramelizes and changes the flavor and whatnot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and like that's just a single vegetable. You don't need a lot to make. Like you can make very simple dishes with just like 1 or 2 ingredients and just a little bit of maybe butter and salt, and then you're good. Like a lot of food stuffs don't need a whole lot of spices in order to get to a point where they're delicious. I mean, sometimes you can just eat stuff raw and it's fine. That's the thing too.
I don't know. There's some people that will eat like raw green peppers, and I don't know what's wrong with them. I get that they like it, and I can't tell them that they're wrong, but I want to.
Well, the green peppers, raw green peppers are probably the least flavorful of all the peppers because they're the, what do you call it? They're
Most
not ripe
immature?
technically. They're the most immature of the peppers. Like if you let that pepper progress past the point of green, it'll probably go from, probably
Yellow, orange, red, isn't it?
Is it yellow, orange, red, or is it red, orange, yellow? Now, this is an interesting question that needs answering. How do peppers ripen? Because I know that jalapeno peppers go from green to red. How do peppers ripen? Color.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
Do. Yellow, orange, red, or purple? Oh wait, hang on. Mississippi State University Extension. What is the difference between green, red, and yellow bell peppers? Bell peppers come in a rainbow of color and may have health benefits. The variety and amount of time a bell pepper spends on the plant determines its color and ripeness. Green peppers appear first and are the best ripe. Are the least ripe. As they mature, they usually turn another color. This may be yellow, orange, red, or purple. I didn't know that they had purple bell peppers, but now I'm curious. There are even some bell pepper varieties that mature to nearly white or almost black in color. Holy shit. Now I know what I'm doing with my spare time in my garden. Like, I have a whole yard to test this shenanigans out. Let's go. Colors and their only difference, nutrient content and taste also vary among bell pepper varieties. If you want to up your vitamin C intake, you can try adding bell peppers to your diet. All bell peppers contain vitamin C. Green and bell peppers, respectively, have 2 or 3 times more vitamin C than an orange one. As bell peppers ripen, their cancer-fighting antioxidants properties change. So this doesn't tell me anything about the order. So are there just different types of bell peppers and it's like a crapshoot, or what?
Yeah, I didn't take away an answer from that.
Are bell... How do I ask this question? How do I phrase this question, Polly? Are bell peppers...
Are red bell peppers ripe? And then you'll probably... That's got enough keywords in it to get you your answer, I would think.
Red bell peppers ripe. Yeah? Are bell peppers are simply ripened green peppers? Are yellow peppers ripe? They're in the middle of the spectrum when it comes to ripeness. Let's see what the difference between these bell peppers are. Okay. It's not a matter of pigment discrimination. Red and yellow bell peppers are essentially just green peppers that have been allowed to ripen. Red peppers are fully ripened and they require more time to grow, resulting in their sweeter, fuller, fruitier flavor and higher price sticker. On the other hand, since bell peppers can be harvested sooner, they're cheaper to grow and sell, in addition to having a trademark glassy, mildly bittery flavor. Yellow bell... Bittery. Mildly bitter flavor. Is bittery a word? No.
No.
Yellow bell peppers are simply in the middle of the spectrum when it comes to ripeness, though some varieties remain yellow when fully mature. Okay, so it goes like green, yellow, orange, and then red?
That's what I said at the beginning. So, yes.
Order of color ripeness bell peppers. They start out green, then turn a light yellow color, then orange, then red. Okay, yeah, you're right. Is that what you wanted to hear? You happy?
Yep. Here you go, Weebo.
Eh.
A vegan beef Wellington.
A vegan beef... What's the point? Just call it a Wellington. A vegan Wellington.
Yeah.
Also, why is it called a Wellington?
I mean, truth be told, it doesn't look that bad. As everybody says, vegetarian food isn't bad. It's bad for what it pretends to be.
So then why call it a beef Wellington? Just call it a Wellington.
They're just, I'm sure they call it something. A vegetan... whatever. I mean, who gives a fuck what they call anything?
A vegetan Wellington.
Right.
A veggie Wellington.
Yeah.
A vegelatin. I'm sorry.
It's got portobellos in it, right? I'm sure there is. Lots of carrots, lots of breading. I don't know what else is in there. I mean, I'm sure once you pour gravy over that it wouldn't be that bad. But it's just... when somebody's expecting beef Wellington and you come out with that mess, no one's going to be happy with you.
There's the Gellington.
I feel bad for vegans. But I don't feel bad for vegetarians. They have options.
They make their choice, most of them, for the most part.
Who? What?
Vegans.
Oh yeah, I know. They decided to be like that. It's not anyone else's fault.
Yeah. I mean, I know there are some people that, like, can't eat meat, but they can have other animal products, right? So, like, they're vegetarian. But, like, vegans, I feel like that's more of a conscious, like, that's an active fuck you to the meat industry and all things.
Once you get, in my opinion, to the level of anything that is not just an animal product, but anything that an animal product considered so far as it's not part of the animal anymore, anything that's harvested from the labor of animals, so you're on into honey and whatnot,
Right.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Now you've gone into a bizarre philosophical stance that's tenuous at best.
Yeah. That's so much extra. Are there honey eating vegans, do you think?
Are there honey eating vegans?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm certain that there are. The amount of they're like Tumblr people with their genders. They love nothing more than to create further and further categories. I'm a 5th level vegan. I won't eat anything that casts a shadow, you know.
I heard there's like this type of diet where you're not allowed to eat vegetables because you're like with the vegans, except they're vegetables, in that, like, the vegetables, you feel that they have feelings and you don't want to eat them because you think, oh no, I'm hurting the vegetables.
So
what
do they eat?
They eat meat. They don't care about the meat. They care about the vegetables. What?
Oh, I see. They're reverse vegans. I see what you're saying.
Reverse vegans who believe vegetables have feelings. I swear to God, this is a thing. It's not just something that I saw in a movie. I've heard of exactly one person with this, like, weird quirk. Oh gosh, what are they called? Is it carnism? Maybe. Carnism is the invisible belief system or ideology that conditions people to eat certain animals. Carnism is essentially the opposite of veganism. Carn means flesh or of the flesh, and ism refers to belief system. Okay. In meat-eating cultures around the world, people typically, as long as we remain aware. Okay, I don't know. Oh, is this just like the vegans' colonialism? The vegan word for colonialism against animals or something? No.
Which word?
Carnism. It's the opposite of veganism. People who don't eat vegetables because of reasons. Because of veggie feels. I swear to God, this is a thing. Why do I get severely depressed when I don't eat vegetables? Picky eaters, omnivores. No.
Dan Fullman and Snoopy are asking about the church warden pipe. Did I ever end up getting one? No. And I'll tell you why. Going over to Amazon and looking up church warden pipes, it becomes this thing where I'm sure you've done this, where you'll be fucking around on Amazon, and you can never find your way through to the thing that you want because apparently all that's available is extremely cheap crap that's going to kill you, or break instantaneously. I was complaining about this yesterday on Noir Bar about how I want to be the jerk master, but I can't find a proper dehydrator. Because there's this huge gap. They're either the $50 one that can't even survive being in the dishwasher once, or the incredibly awesome $500 one that's like stainless steel and will work forever. But it's like, do I really want to drop $500? Well, If I had the money, I would, but I got $500 for a dehydrator. You fucking kidding me? As much as I want to be the jerk master, that's just not going to happen. I
Jerk master. He said jerk master.
Yeah, I'd have T-shirts. I'd be unapologetic about it, man. So,
I want to see that now.
because I love jerky, man, and I'd make turkey jerky and fish jerky and all of the bison jerky, anything I can get my hands on. Because the beauty of it, of course, is you can marinate for a long time and break down connective tissue, and you can use relatively inexpensive cuts of meat, and it will be fucking great for making jerky out of. I love jerky.
Oh yeah, and just make sure that when you slice your meat, you slice it while it's frozen, because I've made that mistake before.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's hard to thinly slice defrosted meat.
You know, it's not known to a lot of people, and you do have to ask. Butchers at your local grocery store will often just cut the meat for you using their fancy machine. You can ask them, say, could you thin slice this for me, because I'm going to be making jerky out of this, and you're buying like a big, beef ass, they will often just fucking do it because they ain't got shit else to do.
I will have to remember that next time I go to the butcher. I was thinking I would like to at some point. I have like a house now and I have a deep freezer, like a huge deep freezer that I'm not yet using because I haven't had the opportunity to bring it to the basement because I'm still getting my grandmother out of the basement. But
Is she in the deep freezer?
No, the deep freezer's in the garage.
Oh.
No, she's at church next to Grandpa. But I was thinking I'd like to start like going hunting, and I have a cousin that does that on the regular. So I'd like to start going hunting, bring back deer, and then like give it to my local butcher, and then like split the meat with him, and have him carve it up, and then have like deer venison sausage or whatever, and all of the cuts that I possibly want, and I'll just put it in the freezer, and I can make jerky out of it, and that would probably.
Do you know your local butcher?
Not I used to, so I'm gonna have to find out who she went to because she got the best cuts of oxtail.
Well, that is a damn good thing. Most hunters don't butcher their own animals. Well, a fuck ton of hunters don't butcher their own animals. They take them to someone to process them for them. There's places that do specifically that. Yeah. But you're talking about like, and that's why I asked, like, do you know your butcher? Where it's the kind of thing. It's like, would you take half this deer or whatever? Yeah, maybe they might get down like that. Other people will be like, no, I take in 3 dozen deer in the first month of hunting season. Are you fucking crazy? Like, meaning if you want to pay me the $400 to process your deer for you, I will. And they make sausage for you and jerk and pastrami and every other thing out of it. It's just, and what do you want it made into? Yeah. Steaks, whatever, that sort of jazz, or do you just want it all in raw meat? It's up to you. It'll all. Yeah. That's what the shirt will say, by the way, Outsan, unapologetic jerk master. Yeah.
Honestly, I think we need to have multiple T-shirts made up because this is something that could sell a lot.
Yeah, Daniel Fullman said, yeah, that's where I was going with that until I got off track talking about the fucking dehydrators because it's on my mind because it pisses me off. But that was the same process, is that I'll look at one church-worn pipe, which is nice, and then you'll start reading about it, and you don't want this thing. Like, as soon as you start pulling through it, it needs to be a certain kind of wood. And no, it doesn't need to be the one and only type of wood that people will insist upon. There's a few different kinds. But if it's just made out of pine, you're going to fucking die. Well, you won't die, but you'll be inhaling fumes that you don't want to be inhaling. It needs to be a really dense wood that's extremely porous at the same time, so you get a, quote, cool smoke. It doesn't heat up right away and turn the sap that's in the wood into a vapor that you're then inhaling. You don't want that. That's disgusting. And it has to be able to take the heat. Like I said, a very dense wood, because you're holding a match or a lighter to it, and as you're doing so, it'll crack if it's not the right wood, and that sucks.
What so if you whittled it
reading
yourself?
about, they sell block unfinished pipes. You know what I mean? They've just got like the stem attachment coming off of them, and it's like, here, fucking make it yourself, basically. I could do that. I used to do woodworking. My laziness kind of took over though. And it tells you something when every single one is coming from China.
Mm.
And so what do? I go to a local tobacco shop. Not locals, one town over, but whatever. And as soon as you're buying brick and mortar, the price is through the fucking roof. And it's like, well, yeah. And then the other option is going on Amazon and everything's coming from fucking China. And it is absolute shit quality. So I'm stuck in the same position with the dehydrator. You either buy a cheap one that ain't worth shit and is not going to last and you're only buying it as a gimmick, basically, or pay a lot of money and get a super high quality one. And there's a gap in the middle that I can't survive in because there's nothing there. So did I get my church worn pipe yet? Short answer is no. But now you know why.
No. So you, out of laziness, do not want to whittle your own pipe.
I don't know what's up with. There's a whole bunch of questions I don't have. Like, how do you stain a pipe and what do you stain it with such that it's not toxic? You know what I mean? Like, pipe making seems like the kind of thing you'd want to take a course in. You know?
I would assume that you probably want to stain it in something similar to what they stain, like, cutting boards with, right?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
You know, one wouldn't think that the stain
Wouldn't.
they use on a cutting board is toxic. Assassin of Grace is pulling through what? It's a long stem pipe, which, by the way, is the other thing. Classically, they've always been called church warden pipes, but if you go look on Amazon for one, they're all now Gandalf pipes or Hobbit pipes or whatever the fuck. Because for 5 seconds on screen, Gandalf is puffing out of a long stem pipe, and everyone loves Lord of the Rings, so the Chinese come in with their Wish.com bullshit to market.
Why are you being so mean?
I got no problem with Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about the
Okay.
Chinese trying to,
Why not
flood
grab
the
one off
market
of
with
Etsy?
bullshit.
Look at this. Etsy probably has pretty decent church warden pipes.
Yeah. I never actually thought of Etsy.
Yeah. Why
See,
would you...
this is the kind of pipe that I want. With the stems that have the long, gentle curve to them. I want to be able to,
Like that?
yeah, something more like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's pretty. I want one that blows
Yeah.
bubbles. Because I don't want to actually smoke, because it's bad for you. Probably that's bad for you. But I don't want to be excluded. So I will have one that blows bubbles.
Do you? Well, once you smelt the enticing aroma of a Ward of the Ling, Jesus, Sam. Wait. Once you smelt the enticing aroma of tobacco pipe, tobacco smoke, wafting up gently through the room, it's just, yeah, it's not like a cigarette, even remotely. It's dark and rich and enrobing.
I guess. That's a steep pipe.
You like the pointy bottom deal?
Eh.
I'm not such a fan of those. See the one that's like down to the left diagonal? Like it's got a nice rounded bottom. Yeah, that, not so much the shape of the stem, but the rounded bottom of it. I dig that shape a little bit more.
Eh. Looks like a checkbox.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
And the main reason is I want to be able to puff on it when I'm reading. And I can feel very old-timey. And if you've ever smoked a pipe or a cigar or a cigarette when you're trying to read, you will get eye fry. It's inevitable.
Eye fry.
When smoke gets in your eye.
Oh.
It's called eye fry. And it burns for a second until you can like, okay. And then blink a little bit and your eye waters like hell and then it goes away.
Nope,
But when
never
you
had
got
the displeasure.
When you have the bowl sitting a good distance from you with a church warden pipe, you can puff away in a gentlemanly fashion while you're enjoying your readings.
Can you blow smoke ring, Polly?
Never been able to. I tried to figure it out back in the day and it went nowhere, so I gave it up.
I don't even know where you would begin to blow a smoke ring. I know a lot of people can do it, though. I've seen I've seen plenty of videos, and I think in real life people who've done it.
See, Sam's right. I thought about that too. The rounded bottom of the pipe, you want it to just sit, to just cup in your hand quite naturally. You know, if there's anything spiky or it's got like sharp edges on it or anything like that,
Cut
you're
yourself.
just not gonna. It'll just bug you. You're gonna hold on to that thing for fucking ever.
Yeah. I guess.
It's funny. Somebody said they thought that the pipe part was made out of metal. Yeah, I've known a few people that say that, but it's made out of a very particular kind of wood that's extremely dense yet porous at the same time, so it stays together yet stays cool.
Daniel Fullman has asked if I have gotten a new post office box, and I have not yet. You know what? I'm going to put that on my to-do list so that I remember to do it. And I will schedule it for sometime, not this week, but next week. Because this week I'm prepping for takeout weekend.
What does that mean?
We take the piers out and winterize things.
Oh.
So we got to do that this weekend. So we got to take all the piers out, take all the shore stations out, put all everything away, and then we'll have a big potluck dinner with everybody. I think the menu is something pork-ish, chili. I can actually read you the menu if you would like. Take out weekend. I think I'm making Brussels sprouts and bacon, which is delicious. Yes. Okay. Chili and guacamole with chips, bread casserole, and some sort of cornbread and casseroles, cake desserts, brat sausage.
Ooh. Who does love bratwurst?
Let's see. Some sort of... Oh, wait, no, this was last year. Yeah, last year's potluck was delicious. It's always a good spread, though. Yeah, it's always delicious. I have to...
Yeah, have you given up on your color-coded spreadsheets, Weebo, or are you just
No.
solely working with the device now? What's the deal?
I've not given up on my color-coded spreadsheets. You should see... I'm not going to share it with everybody, but my finances spreadsheet is muy bueno. It's color-coded. I am simplifying it, though, a little bit, because we're simplifying the way that we do our finances in this household, because it got a little complicated in the last couple of years. When you're, mixing joint finances, it gets a little bit messy.
This is how I picture things like this going down, all right? You know, Super Nintendo's sitting there at his computer, playing his video games, minding his own business.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Weebo will walk up and go, I've been thinking it's time for us to totally reorganize our finances from the ground up. And that's how we decided to do something.
Well, I'm the one that tracks all of the expenses and keeps the reports and compiles them into a nice organized way of looking at things. I programmed all of the algorithms to be able to bring all of that data from one place to the next and report it out. And I'm the one that ingests all that data on a monthly basis. So yeah, I mean, we do have
very long. Yes. Okay.
Yes, I do. Say, I think we need to redo this, okay. So when I say we need to rethink the way that we do our finances, it is a joint conversation. I go, here's a suggestion. Let's do this. And he goes, okay, babe, yeah. Because he doesn't really have, a countering opinion. He's like, yeah, Weebo knows best. Let's do that. But,
I say whatever I needed to get back to my video game as well.
We have quarterly budget meetings, all right? Where we discuss what needs to not be spent versus what needs to be spent more and what upcoming expenditures we have.
I'm sorry, your quarterly budget. Who brings the donuts?
Well, actually, no. We'll sit down on the couch. We'll drink our coffee. We'll maybe, order some donuts or some bagels from Einstein Bros, and we'll go over the last quarter. Although I think we should probably, with all of the adjustments that we've had to make in recent months, I think we should probably be doing it monthly now instead of quarterly. That might take some convincing to get him to sit down every month for this discussion, because he doesn't really like talking about financial stuff as much as I do. I'm a numbers gal.
Rats like telling me near your organized stuff, I'll purposefully disorganize all of it on principle. yeah, I hear that. It's like, I did a prank. It's not a prank. You ruined my life. Like,
Ah! Now I have to go back through all of my statements for the last 15 years. Ah!
Wow.
Yeah. I even keep all our receipts too.
Are you the kind of person that keeps toll booth receipts?
No. I don't think I've ever stopped for a toll booth in order to get a receipt, though.
You can get them. They're
No.
there. They're available.
I've never gotten a toll booth receipt in my life. To be fair, I've never paid for a toll booth in my life either. Super Nintendo does that. He handles the iPasses.
I mean, yeah, most people use an Easy Pass or whatever other device they want to use to get it, done with it. But yeah, there are those people that sometimes you get caught without it, or you haven't paid it, you forgot it in your other car, your friend's car, whatever the fuck, and yeah, you got to like throw change in the deal. And some people take the receipts because they're like you. They no money is going out that isn't accounted for and will not be counted, especially if it can count as a write-off in some kind of way or another, because your only reason you're hitting that toll booth is because you're going to work, for example.
You're right. I could totally be using that as a write-off. Thank you, Polly.
Do you hit a toll booth on the way to work and you haven't been trying to write it off?
No, not for work per se, but like, so I write off car expenses and parts of like the mortgage and electricity and internet because of this, right? So there's a certain percentage of that I am allowed to write off on my taxes every year. That goes towards creating technically a deficit in what it is that I make, so that I'm not actually making any money. I'm not breaking even to the government, which is nice.
Right.
Because I would like to reduce where I am in the tax brackets for America. But I hadn't considered tolls at all.
That be a part.
Well, now I'm going to stop for the toll receipts. Thanks, Polly.
I don't think you necessarily need the receipt. It's just I travel from X to Y, and it's a total amount of... Because really, you only need the receipt if you're getting audited. You know what I mean, right? And if you're getting audited over your toll booth receipts, no, you're not. You're getting audited over some other highly suspicious claims. If you have managed to claim so many fucking things that the government ends up owing you money, even though you're earning your pre-tax take home is like 80 grand a year, and somehow the government owes you money. Yeah, wait, hold on. You're going to get audited. You know what I'm saying? And Dan Fogelman's right. The Accountant is a good Ben Affleck movie. I agree.
Yeah, we just saw that a couple weeks ago, actually, in Eve's Discord. Yeah.
Cool. Wait a minute. It's not Eve's Discord. I see how it is. No one invites me, fuckers.
Okay, to be fair, I had shown up in Eve's Discord, and I was... Like, I don't remember saying, oh yeah, I'll go watch The Accountant with you guys. But I think the exact wording was Reaper telling me, okay, Weebo, we'll schedule it for this day so you can come. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm watching the movie. I'll be there. Sure, let's go.
Oh, Sam says he did invite me. I was asleep. That tracks. Yeah.
I think it was a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Was it a Wednesday? Hang on. It's in my calendar. I have that day.
Well, I could be asleep any time of the day of any day of the week. It's just because I don't live this regimented work-a-day lifestyle as you do, Weebo.
Hey, you know what? Whatever floats your goat, Polly.
Goats don't float.
Are you sure about that? Yes, it was a Wednesday, the 30th of August.
Have you heard about this new Ben Affleck movie?
There's a nude Ben Flack movie?
Yeah, totally nude. He's slapping the schlong off his thighs. Yes.
Interesting. No, I've not heard of the nude Affleck movie.
New.
Yeah, that's what I said. Nude.
Holy shit.
Are you?
Hypnotic.
No, I've not heard.
Hypnotic is a 2023 American mystery action thriller directed by Robert Rodriguez, who co-wrote the screenplay with Max Borstein. The film stars Ben Affleck, somebody else, and 2 additional people, all of which I've never heard of. Rodriguez has also produced, co-shot, and edited the film. Well, yeah, that's Robert Rodriguez, man. That guy's a little nuts when he takes on a film. Hypnotic was released in the United States on May 12th. So when I say new, I mean, newish. I had just never even fucking heard of this thing. And some people said it's a good popcorn flick. It's not supposed to, completely change your mind about how cinema works. It's not a sea change, but it's fun to watch. Other people said it is extremely predictable and generic.
Oh.
I don't know.
I am drunk. So drunk. I cannot get out of bed.
Server 21, thank you for the $2. Polly! I just saw on Facebook that a hobby store south of me is getting a shipment of automatones. You should get one. You should learn the automaton. Don't be like Far and just put it in your closet. Like, learn it.
Gross. It's not an instrument.
An automaton?
No. It's fake news. It's like a kazoo. It doesn't count.
I'll have you know, I play a mean triangle.
Yeah? Well, the triangle is an actual percussion instrument.
What? It's distributed by Ketchup Entertainment?
What?
I don't know. That's the name of the distributor. It really is, too. All right. What's unfortunate about it is this I see with a lot of movies, and I don't think you can judge anything from this. The budget was $65 million, so you can just double that with advertising. But as little as I heard about it, probably only 50% up that. Probably how little advertising it had. $8.7 million at the box office, off of $65 million budgeted. Ooh. But what movie do you know that isn't failing right now? People just don't do that. Not failing, even if this movie it was a $150 million budget. We should have brought in $400 million. Yeah, a year before COVID, that would have been true. Now it's we only made $75 million on this movie. That was a failure. But they're comparing it to where it used to be. Hollywood has problems, man. Big problems.
And gross $8 million against this $65 million budget. Here's the thing. I think, isn't every single production company hoping to bang out the next summer blockbuster movie at any point in the year? So we've had these films. What's been released in the year 2023? Films released in 2023 and budget. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we've had Barbie, Super Mario Bros. Movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, Oppenheimer, The Little Mermaid, Ant-Man and the Wasp, John Wick, Sound of Freedom, and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Right? So let's see. The Little Mermaid, that was supposed to be a box office, a blockbuster, if you will. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think Disney was probably banking on that being a big thing, even though, let's be honest, I don't think any of the Ant-Man movies have done very well.
I thought the first one did just fine.
Just fine, but it wasn't spectacular. It didn't make waves. It wasn't wasn't like Iron Man 1 or like Avengers. Like, it wasn't an event. It wasn't a massive thing. Like Barbie or Oppenheimer. I guess those were like a big deal.
I mean, there's something I do have to say. It's like, yeah, Oppenheimer was a big deal, but it's, you have like a Hollywood Reporter and so on writing multiple articles about like what's up in the era of streaming, how do you, et cetera, and somebody proposed an interesting idea to me. You know that things have really hit a certain point, and you know it's absolutely going to happen when Hollywood goes to the federal government for bailouts.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I can fucking see that happening. Other millionaires who have more money than some nation states have gone for federal bailouts before Hollywood production studios have, so why not them too?
Can we not have a... This is an alphabetical order thing. But like movies, they used to break even because they used to be cheaper to make. Because they used to be cheaper. Because they weren't big events, right? Big cultural events, or they weren't supposed to be big cultural events. They were just cinema. They were just movies. They weren't supposed to be groundbreaking. They were just something for the people to consume. But now we have all these franchises that need to be like epic and fantastic and oh my gosh, the next blockbuster film.
Right.
Whereas we used to get one blockbuster a year maybe. Now companies are producing or trying to produce like 17. But like no one has the time or the money to go see 17 blockbusters in 1 year. It is expensive to go to the theaters to see a movie. I don't know if you've been to the theaters recently, Polly, but holy shit, is it like $100 excursion for 2 people?
Oh yeah, it's crazy expensive.
Movies are like what, $40, the actual tickets, and then there's the food aspect, right? If you're gonna make it a date, you gotta go get the popcorn and the drinks and the snacky snacks and whatever else it is that you want. It's expensive. It's super expensive. And people are finding that it's not worth it. And especially with the advent of the at-home streaming service, you can just watch movies from the comfort of your home. Why would you leave to go to the movie theater when you can just wait for the damn thing to come out until later? And then, yeah. A ticket is $12. Movie tickets. Let's go. Tickets.
You said like once you bring in like the drinks and the whatnot, and okay, yeah, I guess if it was a date, I still go to movie theaters, and the only thing I'm paying for is at the movie theater is the ticket. You don't sneak in your own drinks and snacks? I do.
No,
and liquor.
We go to like the fancy theaters that give you your food as you're sitting down. Like they bring it to you on plates and stuff.
Okay, enjoy the cost.
Right.
Yeah, they got those things at the theaters I go to too, and I was like, no thanks. Just give me the damn ticket.
Let's see. If I were to go see the what's a movie that we could see? Barbie. Let's say I wanted to go see Barbie, hypothetically. Get tickets, right?
Uh-huh.
Type in my zip code. I'm not going to tell you guys what my zip code is. Click the theater. It's like 2.5 miles away. And let's go to... Do they not have any showtimes here for today? Okay, that's fine. Let's go Tuesday. 7:05 p.m. We'll just pick one seat. An adult ticket is $14. Okay, so it's not $20.
That's not so bad.
It's not that bad. 14 for one person. It's worse than when I was in college and I got free movies at the theater. So yeah, that's a pretty significant boost.
You're better off buying a 4K TV. Fuck this shit.
Might as well. I mean, yeah.
Lots of people do, and then just stream crap and more crap off of fucking Netflix and Amazon Prime and. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but most of the stuff that's on there is trash.
Depends on what you're watching. I'm watching. So me and Super Nintendo and I are in the middle of Smallville right now, and I'm loving the experience. Like, I thought I was superheroed out. No, turns out I was just Marvel formulaed out. I'm really.
What did you say you were watching, or your mic kind of cut out there?
Oh, sorry. I'm watching Smallville with Super Nintendo.
Oh, Smallville. Really? You're enjoying Smallville?
Yeah.
That's not superhero anything. That's teen interpersonal drama.
Yes, and I am a slut for teen interpersonal dramas.
And you hated Twilight, huh? You sure about that?
Oh my god, they are so night and day.
It's
So night and day. I love Pa Kent. It's so wholesome. I love this version of Clark Kent so much.
the best Pa Kent ever was Kevin Costner.
And I love the dynamic between Lex and Clark. Like, I know what happens. They're mortal enemies. The friendship breaks down. But the journey there is just so compelling.
The journey there. Oh God. This got so girly. I just got a whiff of lilac. What the hell?
I'm not a big fan. I will say this. I'm not a big fan of like the Lana Clark Chloe dynamic. I think it's old. I don't care. We all know that Clark ends up with Lois. I'm here for the bromance. All right, the bromance between Lex and Clark, and also Pa Kent and his life lessons. It's so much better than Riverdale. Simon Wilkins. Do not besmirch the name of Smallville with the Riverdale, bringing that vile nothing in. Riverdale season 1 was fine, but everything else after that was just a disaster.
And Snoopy's didn't that show run its course some years ago?
Yeah.
I'm There's nothing wrong with going back and watching old TV. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just
It holds up.
Weebo made a terrible choice. That's all.
Excuse me?
We have some quality stream vision to finish watching, Miss Jones.
Yes, we do. Also, Sam. Because Sam's in the chat, right? So it's not just the two of us, it's also Sam.
Well, he might have taken off, but no, absolutely. We all have some. We're halfway. I was just talking last night, and I said, "Oh, there's this thing that happens," and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, you guys haven't even seen that yet." So I had to avoid some spoilerage. I mean, it hasn't even gotten to the best part yet.
I know. Well, I will. You know what? I'll put that on my to-do list, Polly, to bother you and him about getting back on track with the, the thingy. The True Detective. Detective bothers. Bother you in the morning.
Well, Super 21's like, yeah, you don't like, he makes his argument why. You don't like Pa Kent. You like Kevin Costner. Well, yeah. That's what. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But whatever, man. It's.
Yeah.
For example, why is Unforgiven a great Western? And some people say it's kind of predictable. High Plains Drifter is a better Eastwood Western.
Mm-hmm.
Pale Rider is a better recent Eastward Western than Unforgiven is. Unforgiven, what's so great about it? And I don't agree with that. I think it is good, although I do think Pale Rider exceeds it in some ways. But regardless, it has Gene Hackman, which automatically makes any Western better by the fact that it has Gene Hackman in it, who coincidentally was also the best Lex Luthor.
I don't know.
Because Gene Hackman elevates any film that he's in. And then somebody could come back and say, man, you just like Gene Hackman. It's true. Little Bill, his character in Unforgiven, I don't like Little Bill. I'm glad he got shot in the face. But or let's say I don't have a problem with the fact he got shot in the face. It doesn't mean does he not play a great fucking villain? Do you not hate his hide? I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Speaking of Kevin Costner, we initially, before we were going to watch Smallville, we were like, all right, let's find Yellowstone and watch it. And we couldn't find a way to watch it that we already had, streaming service-wise. So that was the alternative. Smallville was the alternative.
Oh my God! What? Oh my Lord!
I knew that was gonna get that reaction.
I just don't even. Okay, I get options that are, right outside of the genre. We're either gonna watch this or MASH, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like some long series is gonna take you a while to get through.
Yeah.
But those, man, you're gonna bust teeth off your gears switching that fast. Woo!
I'm an eclectic watcher of things. All right, Polly. I don't just like single genre myself in all things. I spread my wings and I.
Are you insinuating that I do?
Yes. You have a very specific aesthetic that you adhere to.
Go ahead, describe it. I want to hear this.
Gritty, manly, drinking, smoky, man's manny.
I don't hear any problems
Old-timey.
so far.
Old-timey, whiskey, moody, silent, stoic, until it's time to not be stoic.
I don't see any problems with anything you just said.
Okay, but yeah, is this? Would you say that this is accurate?
It's
Earth
accurate.
tones.
Those things, earth tones. I'm saying that all of those things together sound like a pretty good movie to me.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that I'm more eclectic than you. That's all. That's it. There's nothing wrong with your vibe. You have your vibe.
I'm making a donation out of that.
But I have multiple vibes speaking to me.
But hold on, I gotta watch something else here. Give me a second.
Okay, I will say, I will be fair. You have an alternative vibe, and that vibe is Christmas vibe.
Yeah, there you go. I enjoy heartwarming Christmas stuff.
It's like two switches. There's the True Detective vibe, and then there's the Christmas vibe for Polly.
I also enjoy comic stuff in a big way.
Okay, 3 switches. But hang on, some comics have the True Detective-y vibe, but some comics have the more carefree Christmassy vibe. Yeah. So I would say those they can fall in either of the other 2 switches. So sorry, we're back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're reading The Shadow, it's gonna, and I'm a big fan, it's gonna fit into that genre. But Silver Surfer is one of my favorite comic book characters, and those comics don't at all fit into that.
No, I have not read the Silver Surfer, so.
It is Moon Knight or Spider-Man or, yeah. Silver Surfer's awesome.
I feel like Spider-Man is Christmas coded.
Spider-Man is Christmas coded?
Yeah.
You think it's a little happy-go-lucky?
It can be at times. Depends.
Yeah, I guess. We watched the Wiggles movie the other night, and it slapped. Let me tell you.
The Wiggles movie. The Wiggles movie. With who?
With Sam.
Oh. Did he say that? Oh, okay, I see. The 1997 classic Wiggles movie?
It's about, hey, live on forever. What do you want from me?
For real. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. That's the only Wiggles song that I know.
Oh. Yeah, it's been years and I still forget to turn on live chat.
Womp. Womp, womp, womp. That's the first thing I do. You know, it doesn't matter in terms of the actual chat overlay. I think it just takes the live chat.
That when you click on the URL to
export it,
do chat capture.
Yeah.
No shit.
I think it just does.
Some people have, really? Somebody pointed out to me, it's like, hey, your chat capture is not capturing live chat, and it should be. So, fix that.
I don't think there's a difference.
I've never actually tested it. I just assumed that they were right, that whatever you were on, live chat or whatever the fuck, was censored chat or live chat, was that there was a difference.
Well, I can test that right now. Restore chat. Live chat. Pop out. Because it's the embed links that you want to look at that determine what the difference is, right? So, so let's see. Come back. Is pop out equals 1 and V equals W V B P X T O V U K K. Yeah, there's no difference. Oh, wait, hang on. Still no difference in the embed link. Yep. So I don't know if maybe it just defaults to live chat or if it defaults to top chat. I thought I recall testing it. It defaulted to live chat, but now I'm not sure. Aren't they the same thing, live chat and top chat? No, live chat is different from top chat. So some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible in a top chat, but live chat, all messages are visible.
Yeah, and they say that, but it also like censors some people's comments if they're saying something that their fucking bots think are spicy.
Yeah.
So if you keep writing like poly words over and over again, yeah, you're probably gonna get censored.
Mm-hmm. And now, keep in mind, I tested this years ago, back in the day, which was probably a Wednesday. So it could have changed. So it's probably not the same as it was back then. Back when I first created the chat overlay for the OBS.
It's been that long, huh? Trying to freshen shit up, man.
I know. Well, I did. I re-overlaid the chat capture, so it looks different, and I'm being more consistent about my use of fonts. Although I will say I'm not a big fan of the way that red is showing up in the live chat or in the live version of the video. It looks a little bit grainy. Maybe I need to make it bigger. Here, let's do that. Super chat is 20. First line. No. We want channel names and messages. No, it's the same. I don't understand then. Why is it noticeably more grainy than the other titles? Does this have something to do with the color? I wonder. Daniel Fullman has asked me if I'm unpacked from the move, have space to fill. So that's kind of a toss-up. So most of the stuff that we have unpacked that we need is unpacked. The stuff that isn't unpacked is anything sewing related or office related. And the reason why is because I need to clear out grandma's stuff from the den in the basement before I have the opportunity to fill it with all my crap. And that is slow going because Nana Jones had a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff. I'm, like, not kidding. It took us, I think it was like 6 Mondays to clear out the attic and the whole house. Like, the main part of the house before we could start, like, demoing the actual house itself and moving stuff. And reinstalling floors and painting walls and whatnot. And the garage was a whole separate endeavor that stuff was stored in for a while before we got that cleared out. And the garage has still got a whole bunch of stuff in it too that needs to get organized and put away. The other attic, so there are 3 attics in this household, by the way, Polly. 3 attics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's one over the main house. Then there's one over the garage. And then there's one over the breezeway that was constructed after the garage was built. So 2 of those attics, the garage attic and the breezeway attic, need to be cleared out as well before we can start stuffing them with our shit. Which is not as much, nearly. But, so there's 2 attics to go through, a garden shed, the rest of the garage, and then most of the basement. We have a lot of stuff to go through. Some of it's not even mine. A lot of it's not even mine. Ow. Cat.
But what do you think? Should we wrap her up here in the next few minutes?
Yeah, I think we should. I have to go to bed. I have work tomorrow. And there's a cat on my lap telling me it's time for bed.
Excuse me.
So yeah. Should we, open it up to questions for the next 3 minutes and then close her out, or what?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
So, ladies, gentlemen, lizard people, and variants thereupon, if you feel the inclination to ask either of your lovely co-hosts a question, feel free to do so in the chat with as many question marks as you can, as you have the...
Sure, don't encourage them. Just 5 or so is fine.
Or so. Yeah. Assassin of the Grey asks, when did you get the house? We closed on July 25th, but I think my dad came to me asking if we'd buy it all the way back in May. May 20-something. Ow. Cat. It's like May 20th or something. That was all the way back when we decided, hey, Nana, you need to live in a home before you get hit by a car or get arrested.
What?
Because Nana was... Nana, in her senile brain, she was still home, right? By herself.
Right.
A lot of the
time. She was running that risk. I am up to date now. Okay.
Yeah. So she was going outside and harassing the neighbors when she's not supposed to, and scaring them and their small children. She got the call in the last year before, in May, as of May, I think she had the cops called on her 5 times by neighbors.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In Nana Jones's defense, there's this. It's like, oh, you're scaring the neighbors' children. You know what? The neighbors' children scare me.
Oh, do they?
Okay, why can't I be disturbed by the children? They're yelling, they're screaming, they're running in circles, they're acting like manic crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I find that disturbing. Okay, why should I be able to call the cops on the 5-year-old next door? Well, they're just kids. Well, you could say that to the old person too, but he's just old. She's just old.
Well,
what's the problem?
Well, no, it's when she comes up to your door looking like crazy, right? And she's knocking furiously at your door and not making any sense. You're like, okay, we need to get an adult
still makes
person.
Sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, but okay, if just a random kid came up to your door and you didn't know who the kid belonged to, ow, cat, you would call the cops because you're like, who does this kid belong to? I need to return them. Same thing with an old person. Who does this old person belong to? Who's responsible for this old person? Down.
I'm tired of this. This is ageism. Right? Somehow it's okay.
If you're not in complete control of your faculties and, socially...
Neither are kids.
Yes, and they do call the cops on kids when they, go up to random people's houses, random strangers' houses, and act a fool. That does happen, Polly. Calm down. Daniel Fullman asks, Weebo, did your dad need to hire someone to replace you at the apartments? No. So he does have other people there that could pick up my slack now that I'm no longer there, but he also makes a trip out there pretty frequently. Although probably by the end of the year he won't have to any longer because I think they're selling the apartment complex, so he won't have to worry about it anymore. It'll free up a lot of his time.
Weebo, did you know that if you stew apples like blueberries, it tastes more like cherries than rhubarb does?
I don't know what that means. What? Did I have a stroke?
What?
If you stew apples like strawberries, it tastes more like cherries.
You've never read my Discord status? That's what it reads.
Why? Is that actually what it reads?
What's that?
Oh, it does. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Has that always been the case?
It's been there for like, I don't know, a couple of years.
No, I've not. You ever read my Discord status?
Yes, I read your Discord status.
I am doing what I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this cat is kind of needy. She's a slut for pets. Ow. And if I stop petting her, she'll take her paw with claws exposed. She'll go on my arm. Like, watch this. Watch this. Right? I could probably get her to do it. Yeah, see? Ow!
What? Wow. The cat just sees like available flesh and starts scratching?
Well, no, it's not just available flesh. She sees hand and she goes, why is it not petting me?
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Watch. I can get her to do it again. Unless she starts chewing at my cable, in which case then I will lose ability to hear. Nope, she's kneading my leg. Oh, she's kneading with my... Oh, she's kneading with her claws. I'm gonna die.
There's needy and then there's demanding.
No.
Shit.
She's making biscuits. So she's, you know, when cats do the thing where they're like...
Yeah, oh yeah, the kneading thing, totally.
Yeah.
Polly, will you do any Halloween readings? You know, a couple years back, I got it into my system where I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to do a reading of Sleepy Hollow, the original Washington Irving story. And I started to read it. It is a difficult read, man. I was taken aback. And I had only started like a week before Halloween, and I had a lot of shit to do that week. I'm like, oh shit, I'm just not going to finish this. Because not only do you need to record it, you need to go back over and edit it for different takes you did and shit. I don't know. Maybe I got the time to do Sleepy Hollow this year.
I believe in you. You got this.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, that's it. I hadn't thought of it until right now, Day of Woman, but I might go ahead with that. Maybe there's an abridged version. Yeah, but that won't be any fun. The whole point is to read the whole original thing. I went to the Internet Archive and downloaded a scan of the first edition of it, which was pretty cool to be reading out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no whiskey and manliness and stoicness there, Weebo.
In the Sleepy
Pigeonhole
Hollow.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
not pigeonholing you.
I
But it's probably got some, like, noir-ish elements to it. For sure.
there's some frightening elements. Great story though. Legend of Sleepy Hollow, fantastic stuff.
Sleepy Hollow. We're talking the book, not the movie, right?
Yeah, the original story. It's not a full book. It came from like what's the name of it? Christmas Tales and Other Adventures or something like that. I have to go into my hard drive and find it again.
Yeah. I mean, the name Ichabod Crane straight up gives me, like, Polly vibes. I don't know why. I mean,
The studious schoolmaster, the
Yep.
nebbish nerd.
Yep.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pencil neck geek. Thanks, Weebs. He loved cavorting around town and getting the attention of all the young ladies, the young unmarried ladies amiss.
Oh my
running
gosh,
around.
how could I forget this? The most frightening of these is the tale of the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow, who is believed to be the ghost of a Hessian soldier decapitated by a cannonball during the American Revolution. It doesn't get more Polly than that.
Yeah. Everyone forgets about that he was the Headless Horseman was a Hessian soldier. Such about how frightened the American soldiers were of Hessians that they ended up, like, far after the war, there's still that cultural vibe of them being so nightmarish that, yeah, they would come back from the dead and try and kill people.
Oh boy.
Always the Germans. Always the Germans.
Is it Hessian or is it Hessian?
I've always said Hessian, but it's probably Hessian or who the fuck knows.
I thought it was always Hessian, but whatever. Hessian! This says
Yeah, right.
Says.
Das Hessian. I have no idea. I'm sure I'm not saying it quite right, though.
Hate to be like that. Apparently, we have another contender for Best Podcast.
Glenn Ford?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with Glenn Ford at all. I just thought I'd throw Costner in there because, well, there's not a lot of great things you can say. Well, yeah, I'm a fan of Costner. But there isn't really... With Man of Steel, take it where you can get it in terms of quality, if that makes sense. Like, you're not going to, enjoy everything about that movie, right up until the penis ships.
Oh, we have actual pronunciation in here. Are there 2 different pronunciations for UK and US?
Yes, it depends on whether you're from the south of Germany or more from the whatever. What's it called? Other region.
That one.
Yeah, I'm not European. I don't know.
I don't live there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it is 11:13. We have gone overtime, and I have allowed us to do so because I'm having too much fun. But the fun must end for now.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, but I must go to bed.
Farewell.
So, on that note, Paula, do you have anything that you would like to show for the audience?
Yeah, more and better noir bars coming up as soon as Weebo helps me figure out how to work my... Oh. As soon as Weebo helps me figure out my stream deck a little bit better.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll have a good time.
Very good, very good, very good. And then, perhaps, maybe, potentially, if you're good, chat, Polly will do a reading of The Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, and possibly Sleepy Hollow if I manage to get my act together. But man, seriously, it's a difficult read. Try reading that thing aloud. It's written in old-timey enough English that it's a fucking challenge. I thought it was just going to be like, nah, this won't be a problem.
You thought.
Yeah.
And then, I guess for me, I am going to make every effort to get a video out by Halloween because I want to keep to my Halloween special. But there is a slight possibility that I will not have gotten it done. So, I will try, but in the event that I don't want anyone to be super disappointed with me. But I will try. I will make every effort. I just need to get back into the groove. The routine, hopefully, will help me achieve this, but I don't want to guarantee anything and then come out as a liar. So... I'm just saying, every effort. October 31st. Halloween special. Okay, now I'm done.
You should just make it happen.
I should just
Everyone
make it
wants
happen.
it. Yeah, everyone wants it.
I know everyone wants it, but like... There's so much happening this October. And I hate myself for it, because I did it to myself. As I do every year to myself. The same thing. Under pressure.
Just make it smaller, if you know what I mean. Like, scale down the size, make it manageable, and then go ahead with it. That'll be a lot easier. Don't try and do everything for the Halloween special. You know?
All right. I will endeavor to not do everything for the Halloween special. Yes, exactly. Under promise, over deliver. I am under promising so that when I over deliver, everyone is super hyped about what it is that I have done. I will disappoint y'all by not disappointing you. Exactly, Assassins of the Grey. That's exactly the Weebo method. Under promise, over deliver. Let's go. All right, and on that note, we are back here next Sunday, right, Polly?
Mm-hmm.
Same time, same place, same order, same face. I have the outro still.
Do you? Sweet.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.